Exit the Game, The Secret Lab is a co-op game for 1 to 4 players. You're stuck inside a lab and trying to escape. To avoid spoiling anything, I'm just going to keep this very simple. Read the setup and instructions together. Use the clues in the book, the decoder wheel, which I'll show next, and riddle cards to figure out the solution. You'll line up a symbol and 3 colored vessels. Take the answer card matching the number shown. If you're wrong, you'll know. If you're possibly right, you'll match the puzzle symbol where you found it, then take the answer card matching the number shown. This new card will tell if you're wrong or right. After solving the final puzzle, check the scoring page to see how you did. Solve riddles, piece together clues, and escape. Let's exit the game, The Secret Lab. Exit the Game, The Secret Lab shows 12 and up on the box. I'd say that's true if only kids are playing. If you're playing with a mix of adults and kids, I'd still save this for the average 10-year-old. The math is simple arithmetic, but there's a lot of difficult reading, and the piecing together clues and solving puzzles is not easy. Some people, especially kids, might feel bored if they're not contributing as much as other players. You could easily play this on a coffee table. We had pencils and paper, cards, and other stuff spread out, and it still took up a little more space than a placemat. If you give yourself a 1-hour deadline, whether you escaped or not, you could play this on a weeknight. If you're stubborn like us, save the game for weekends. The 3 of us were solving our own puzzles when Dad finished first. I finished, then Mom, who had the toughest one, finished hers. After he was done, Dad was kind of spinning one of the pieces with his fingers. When Mom looked up, she screamed, "Stop that! It's freaking me out." I don't want to spoil things, but what he was doing changed the piece at the exact angle Mom was sitting. It was weird, but cool. Let's get the big issue out of the way first. Yes, you will write on, cut up, and destroy the game while playing. If money is tight or you don't like the idea of this, skip the Exit the Game series. On the other hand, Time Stories cost close to $70 Canadian, and expansions for it are $35 Canadian. While you can play those more than once, it's not really fun or interesting a second time. Each copy of Exit the Game cannot be played a second time, but costs around $13 Canadian. This is a hard game, but I really like the difficulty of the puzzles and the different types of them. We realized as we played which of us were better at solving certain types, which helped in the second half. You don't have to have board game experience. If you're good with riddles, word puzzles, and escape rooms, you can play this even if you don't know tabletop games past Monopoly. This is a really great introduction for some people that board games are just the ones that they may remember or see at toy stores. Graphic design is so important in games like this. If a symbol or whatever isn't clear, it can ruin everything. Thankfully, I found everything very easy to tell apart. With that said, just because you have the tools, you need to figure out how to use them. The wording can be a little weird at times, probably because of the translation, but not enough to cause any major problems. The theme and story are just background for the puzzles. This isn't a bad thing, but if you prefer more narrative, maybe look at the Unlock series from the makers of Time Stories. Speaking of, these puzzles destroy the ones in Time Stories. So if you're familiar with that game, but wanted more of a challenge, this is an option. I mentioned in the Family Facts section that some players might feel left out during the game. It might help to have them do all the reading or writing so they still feel like part of the group. Exit the Game, The Secret Lab is sometimes frustrating, but is an extremely enjoyable way to spend a few hours together. The puzzles are challenging, but make sense, and there are tons of other themes if secret laboratories aren't your thing. I definitely recommend this.